Okay. Well. I feel pretty obligated to make this video today because in the past I've actually reviewed RuneLite and spoken quite a bit about it, and I also feel I have a pretty good idea of what's going on. A few days ago I made a video about why I think third-party clients have gone a little too far, and I included RuneLite in that video. I suggested that Jagex put a blanket ban on certain features within third-party clients. Well, today Jagex took it a bit of a step further and they've gone ahead and ordered RuneLite to be shut down completely. Adam, a developer of RuneLite, says that there is threat for legal action against RuneLite for copyright infringement if they don't shut down by the end of the week. Further down, he says, I was also informed that they were working on shutting down both OS Buddy and Conduit, and he was the first one that they contacted. He continues, I do have an issue with shutting down the entire client while OS Buddy is still allowed to operate. While I agree that RuneLite does threaten the integrity of the game, what threatens it even more is that I have to buy OS Buddy in order to gain the same advantages of other players. Couldn't agree more. And he ends it with, if anyone within the community happens to be a copyright lawyer, please contact me. So now we have the player base going up against Jagex in a legal situation. What? On the Reddit thread, almost all of the top comments are about OS Buddy and Adam's statement about having to pay for this competitive advantage. For the record, Mod Jackmob, the creator of OS Buddy, left Jagex in 2014. He has no affiliation at all with Jagex anymore, but I do have a sneaky feeling that the communication between Jackmob and Jagex is still there. I personally don't have an issue with that, and I think mods do need to be in contact with the client developer to make sure they're secure and don't have too many too powerful features. But this got me thinking, if that's the case that they're still in contact, will RuneLite and Conduit shut down, but will OS Buddy remain? The main issue here is that OS Buddy is a paid client, and players are not willing to be forced to pay more money in order to gain something that was offered for free in RuneLite. If we take a bit of a step back and look from Jagex's perspective, they're really easily able to communicate with a main developer of OS Buddy, and they've been colleagues in the past, which means there's a level of trust and transparency here. If this is the case and we are left with OS Buddy and the vanilla regular client, then I'm really hoping OS Buddy thinks about it and becomes a free client and allows for donations, similar to what RuneLite was doing. I can almost guarantee that their server costs will definitely be covered, and perhaps they could even make a monthly donation system so you can pay like $2 a month if you want to support the client and it doesn't change any of the features. At the end of the day, RuneLite was an excellent client, but today should be your last day using it. There's been news of players being banned using RuneLite now, and I'm fairly sure we can all agree that since the client was community-based and building really quickly, it was a pretty big threat to Jagex since the majority of players were using a client which they didn't really have much say in. There is still a chance, as Adam said in his post, that OS Buddy will also be shut down by Jagex, so I'd like to end with a short message from myself and most likely all of the Oldschool community. Before any other clients are shut down, Jagex needs to consider working with one of these clients and implementing a toggle for some of the features on the regular Oldschool client. Super important things like bank tags or ground item overlays make the game far more enjoyable and don't really give that big of an advantage. Alternatively, they could allow for one third-party client to remain, but I suppose we'll have to wait till a news post to see exactly what happens. I'm interested in your opinion about this. Do you think Jagex went a little bit too far by banning RuneLite? And do you think OS Buddy should still remain, and why? Anyways, as I said at the start, this video had to be made since I have reviewed this client in the past, and I hope you guys have a little bit of a better understanding of what's going on.